Hello and welcome back to Podcasting is Praxis. I'm David, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm James, my pronouns are they and them.
I'm Jamie, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Rob, mine are he and him.
And I'm Alistair, my pronouns are also he and him.
So it is the most wonderful time of the year, but not because of festivities or whatever fucking shit you're pretending you enjoy. It is because it's awards season on this blighted fucking podcast.
Yes, we have brought gifts for all the people on Normal Island.
Lumps of coal for everyone.
Yeah.
Little turd statues, also known as the Praxes.
I was trying to explain these awards and the categories to my partner, and she said, "But why do you not have like best movie or something fun and you know to lighten the mood?" And I was like, "You do not listen to my podcast, do you?"
You wouldn't understand.
I keep trying to get her to join Twitter so she can understand us, but like she never will.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Simply gaze into my third eye and it all will be revealed.
Okay. Join me in the posting dojo, yeah.
Ugh.
All I'm seeing is this weird little blue bird.
Just causing fucking needless harm. Do not condone such activities. So yeah, we've had a look through the year, and you know, with the best of our combined abilities, which means that we've got some show notes in which some of it we well researched, which is the bits that Rob did, and the rest of it is not, and we'll probably miss handles of shit. So if we missed your favourite shit event of the last year, fuck you. Yeah.
At Crime Beavis, I hear he's very good with that kind of stuff.
Aye, that's it. Crime Beavis and fucking Wizard Cubes and everything else. All of the Fallen. Just at all of them. At the Fallen.
I've got to check out this Twitter account now.
Post one respect.
Yeah, any problems with tonight's episode, just at Wade Avery.
Just a wide open space for you here, Jamie. Just
what?
Wide fucking open.
Oh, I thought you were going to introduce us.
Well, I'm not going to introduce you to introduce the first fucking section, am I?
Why not? Have I not been here long enough? Do I not deserve that kind of treatment?
And now for the man who needs no introduction.
And we'll have it removed in the edit.
Aye, so the first award tonight is the Y22K award for just being shit at computers, basically. The candidates are cryptocurrency and the associated guys thereof, Meta, and Twitter, I think it's pronounced. I'm not familiar with that one, like.
Yeah, so it's a new service we're all trying out for the first time. We're very excited about it, though.
Yeah, Jamie, I recommend you join Twitter immediately because there are a lot of things going on that I'm sure you'd be very interested in.
I'll buy another bag of SIM cards from the shop.
Going down the sweet shop to get a bag of penny SIM cards.
Be sure you work out your opinion of Gary Lineker before you join, because Twitter will ask you as part of the sign-up process.
Aye, so crypto. I think the fucking big headline is that was it FTX.
FTX, yeah,
Yeah.
just shit the bed.
Amongst others.
Absolutely fucked it, but I mean it's been a real sort of back half of a roller coaster year for crypto.
I mean, it was the front half was also shit. Like it was, I think in April was it that the first round of them like imploded, and then FTX like came to their rescue and invested in all of them, and then FTX fell over.
I keep getting recommended in my YouTube recommendations because my YouTube recommendations are poisoned by this podcast. An interview by Bankman-Fried where he scare quotes accidentally describes a Ponzi scheme.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one he did for money stuff. That's the interview with Matt Levine where he says, "Yeah, we take a bunch of money, and we put it in a black box, and then other investors pay that money back with a little on top." And it's like, that sounds good.
I do like that these guys called their chat group wire fraud. You know, just like straight up.
I mean, the guy apparently used to play League of Legends during meetings.
Yeah.
So he's clearly like a fucking intellectual titan.
No, this was fucking incredible scenes. He specifically did it like during the investment call with like a new round of investors who ended up putting like hundreds of millions into the company, because halfway through the call they realized that like he was playing League of Legends as well as just chatting shit, and instead of just being fucking horrified, they were like, wow, he can say all these words that make no sense and play League of Legends very badly. Wow, we must just put all our money into him.
Yeah. My favorite thing about the League of Legends connection is that like FTX sponsored League of Legends, and then when they went bust, like Riot Games is now suing them for reputational damage, but also looking for another crypto investor to like take up the sponsorship, because fucking like, do you know what I mean? Learning lessons is for chumps.
The thing that I've taken from all this League of Legends stuff is that if there are any like Series A investors who want to put like a couple million to this podcast, you can come on our Twitch and we will chat shit and do a game, and then you will be so impressed by us that you will give us millions and millions of dollars for no reason whatsoever.
If you give us bits, maybe a drop will play. It'll be very exciting to find out.
I'm very much looking forward to plummeting down an elevator hole in Elden Ring while talking enthusiastically about investment opportunities on the pod. Like, yeah, this feels extremely on brand for us.
Now, if Bill Gates gives us like £1 million each, we'll form a 5-man team and play League of Legends ranked.
I think you mean 4-man, because Jamie immediately getting banned after getting into local chat.
I don't see Jamie being that toxic, though I will admit I have never played League of Legends, so that would be an interesting experience.
It's
but
great.
you don't have to. That's the
the best part of it is when you're really toxic in chat.
Yeah, I stand corrected. Okay.
Yeah. I play on the American servers, and my fucking username is Sensible Gun Law, and you would not believe how fucking furious that makes people.
The latest thing, by the way, I don't know if you saw today, that apparently FTX is trying to, like, you know that they donated like a ton of money to like Democrats and Republicans to get like crypto-friendly laws passed. Well, they're now trying to like claw back all the political donations, saying, well, we didn't agree to this, so Democrats, maybe have our money back, please.
Yeah, like, to be honest, I'm just convinced at this point that the dude in charge has absolutely no idea how anything works at all, because literally the day he got arrested, he was talking about how he was like, oh, I don't think they'll arrest me, as he's sitting in a country with US extradition.
Yeah,
like on the same
he's a
day.
crypto guy. Like, obviously he doesn't understand how anything works.
What are you going to do? Stab me, says Guy, just before getting stabbed.
Pretty much.
On the other hand, I did think Meta with the the metaverse and the 30 billion legs was a very strong contender this year as well.
30 billion legs.
Like a continuous just hole of money where Mark Zuckerberg is just trying to become the god emperor of a place that literally nobody wants to fucking be in.
Just briefly, sorry, just while I can, with the crypto. Did you know that NFTs peaked in January this year?
Mm-hmm. It feels like it was only yesterday.
The average value now of an NFT compared to then is at 0.047%.
Nice. You love to see it.
You really do.
It's going well.
Surely that's been dragged up by a 0.04 on account of Trump's NFT launch.
I was just about to say, like, it's the perfect time to enter the market if you like fucking, do you know what I mean? If you've done a bunch of NFTs of yourself dressed up.
Yeah, the man knows his deals, and now is the time for deals.
If you've done Donald Trump cosplay NFTs, the market's just wide open for you to like get in there and conquer that shit.
I am, David, however, I am going to counter your NFT valuation by offering you the year-to-date Meta Platforms Inc. stock price. Negative 64.13%.
Well, that's what happens when you reveal like a fucking first look at your like future of computing style universe, and it looks like a fucking one of those guys that you make on a Wii, you know, stood in front of the shittest like landmarks you've ever seen in a green void. it was like someone's first Unity game in 2007 or something like that. You know, just
It reminded me of the first Sims in terms of like the depth of
the first Sims had
expression.
houses though. They didn't have to live in a fucking giant void with just the Eiffel Tower in the background.
It also had legs.
Yeah.
Day one legs, unbelievable.
Yeah, God forgive me for coming to the defense of this, but the Sims had art direction, something that is like strikingly lacking from anything to do with the metaverse.
And an absolutely banging like soundtrack for the buying stuff menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell
But
yeah.
It's okay though because Meta like pretended to have legs, like and updated the fucking number of polygons in response to the global ridicule that Mark Zuckerberg somehow didn't see coming.
And yet, no drop shadow underneath them, which is just like basic stuff.
My favorite bit of all of this is that is that internal memo that got leaked to the FT, where like some high-ranking executives were like, "We demand that everybody in Meta, like on the Meta teams, uses Meta at least once a week for meetings." It's like they couldn't even get their own people to use that fucking shit.
Yeah, because it's like, oh right, you know what I mean. We've made like fucking like Second Life or VR chat, but you're not allowed to wank. And it's like, well, that's what people use it for, you know?
Yeah, that's like the
Like Homer
only
Simpson
good
with the
thing
little
about
mini
it.
oven in the car. You shouldn't use that while you're driving. That's why I bought it. Why would you want to have a meeting? Meetings are annoying enough anyway. Like, people hate fucking Zoom calls. How are they improved by you have to, like, fucking put on a headset and get eye strain and motion sickness?
Love to get motion sickness sitting in a virtual office space.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of which, I'm fairly sure I read somewhere that like you can visit the Dunder Mifflin office inside the Metaverse now, so you can go to the
fuck
office
me,
of the
running.
office.
Jesus.
America's favorite office building. Wow.
What I think is going to be fun, the one thing that's going to be fun with the metaverse, if it ever fucking survives, is when they open up the ability for people. Yeah. When they open up the ability for people to like create their own, like, you know, you create like a shirt for someone to wear in the metaverse and you get like 2% of the proceeds when they buy it with meta coins or what fucking ever. And people can just do like shirts with the most like fucking like with patterns on that just crash like your fucking VR headset somehow or something like that.
Cone
like
/ drop tables on my shirt seems to be.
Yeah, just like fucking. Do you know what I mean? The texture for your guy's hat has a fucking buffer overflow encoded in it.
I mean,
Who was the dickhead that was like, oh, here, has anyone considered that you could just like put a bomb in this VR headset?
Oh yeah,
that was-
that guy who's like, if you die in the game, you die in real life.
That was
Yeah.
one of the guys that invented the Oculus, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was a gimmick thing. Like,
Yeah.
art piece. Yeah.
I fucking hate tech people.
Gimmick thing or very funny achievement in the Hitman meta level.
should we talk about Twitter a little bit?
Yeah. What do the notes say for this one? Most divorced cunt on earth coming through, I think it was.
Yeah, that is
Yep.
what it says.
It is impressive seeing someone speedrun just the most asinine, like, business acumen thought process that's ever been known to, like...
It's so good. I love it so
I'm-
fucking much.
I'm really sitting here waiting for him to just get into the ring and get punched in the face by Yuri Ball. That's like going to make it all worthwhile, frankly.
Whenever Musk does something, it literally is like low tax writ large. It's incredible. Low tax should have been given billions and billions of dollars because
No.
I swear to
Think
God,
of the
Low Tax-
cookies though.
Yeah, I was going to say, building a cookie you can see from the moon.
It is fucking weird that Richard Lotax Kianka is the fucking like hauntology of Elon Musk. Like all our dead futures have come back again, and they've got the South African accent. Just wonderful.
South African low tax is a powerful bit.
It's not even a bit though. It's real. It's him.
Yeah, but we shouldn't lean too hard on the low tax comparison until the cunt shoots himself.
That's true. That's true.
Also, you shouldn't lean
Incomplete
too hard
speedrun.
on the low tax comparison in case Elon's spine is weak as well.
Yeah, it's also, like, to be fair, it is actually unfair on low tax, because low tax was occasionally funny. So, you know, it feels like it's a bit
got to hand it
slanderous.
to him, though.
You do not.
No, you don't.
It's alright, fuck him, he's dead. Anyway, so what do we think? I think we've spent enough time on this. Like, I mean, Twitter fucking speaks for itself, and I'm sure Elon Musk will turn up in another future fucking award.
Yeah.
So is this just the worst tech award, basically?
Who fucked it the most?
Yeah, biggest fiasco.
It's... Right, I'm going to rule out Meta.
Crypto is a more widespread fiasco, but Meta is a very big but very concentrated fiasco. And Twitter, I feel like, is in its sort of... It's not in its endgame of absolutely crashing to earth. So I'm tempted to say crypto myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for crypto because like it is my fervent yet probably vain hope that this is like some kind of this is like a terminal decline. Like it probably won't be, but I really hope it is because it's just in every single possible way atrocious, and I would just wish for it to die.
I mean, I think you've got to the point that I was heading towards, Alistair, but you've gone by a different route, because I'd have ruled out Meta by saying that while it's all good and well that it's a massive fuck-up, it's a very concentrated and almost kind of traditional tech fuck-up in many ways, where it's like, you know, it's not got the sheer drama and just, like, catastrophe on a technological level like Twitter or crypto.
Your reach exceeds your grasp, but you're trying to get to a hot oven. Or a hot hob.
But no, I think it's probably crypto, right? And I'm with Rob on this. It's probably not dead, but I wish it fucking was. It's kind of, you know, like, it's not just the fact that crypto is doing all this damage. It's not just the fact that FTX is, like, falling over. It's not just the fact that, you know, Tether and all the rest of them are not long for this world. It's also just the fucking cadre of absolute cunts that go along with it. You know, because you got crypto, it's the same people who do, like, AI art, who do, like, you know, all that other, daddy Elon Musk. Honestly, like, here's the thing. Crypto basically is like a circle, and Twitter's, like, almost a subset of it in terms of the kind of guy that goes with it. So I think it's got to be crypto.
Yeah.
Hopefully next year it'll be Meta when that just completely implodes and hits the toilet.
Yeah. I want to say Twitter, but I think another, like, fortnight has to pass. Before I'm going to be able to actually like qualifiedly say that. So yeah, at the moment, crypto.
That's very generous, that long, David.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to be slightly sad when it's Twitter because whilst it is an appalling website, it is also a lot of fun.
It's fine. I'm quite happy to just go back to small time forum posting.
Jamie, what are your thoughts?
I'm happy to go with crypto.
All right then. Well, that's crypto sorted.
There you got a resounding fucking win for crypto in the a resounding win for crypto in the Y22K award.
Bankman-Fried can expect his Praxes in the mail.
Yes. One FBI plaza.
Care of Bahamas, yes. All right, so our next category is it's the Golden Worm Award for Worst Spice Posting of the Year. The first contender is Paul Mason. This is part of a long-running series where he says that the left, undefined of course, can and should be the main authors of overthrowing the Putin's regime in Russia. So this is... There can only be one outcome to central bank seizure sanctions: the overthrow of Putin by the Russian people. Don't walk back on it. It is the logical outcome. Anti-oligarchic revolt in Russia! ! Several times.
I'm pretty sure the anarchist battalions are on it, so no worries there, Rob.
Yeah. Sergeant James is currently posting from the front line, yeah. The second possible candidate for the Golden Worm, Paul Mason. Starmer is haunting every Tory candidate. Remember that when you diss the people who campaigned to make him leader.
There's a spectre haunting Europe.
Which people is that exactly?
Him. It's him. He's saying don't mess with the Mason because. The third candidate for the Golden Worm Award is Paul Mason. Remember when Liz Truss did that round of local radio interviews and just absolutely imploded on contact with everybody, with every single one of them? It's Operation Rolling Partridge! ! Liz Truss is going to hit BBC local radio stations this morning, where a bunch of sleep-deprived, non-expert presenters will throw her soft questions while she dodges the heavy hitters.
Well, he fucked it there, didn't he?
Master of prognostication. Just love it.
Yeah, and also, like, fuck you, Paul. Like, who the fuck are the heavy hitters? Robert Peston, I'm assuming he counts himself among it. You know, it's like, those people were the first people I saw in a long time who actually asked her some hard fucking questions. Like,
Yeah,
fuck you.
because they weren't insiders.
Have they ever invited someone to Athens to watch them shit in a fountain?
All right, the fourth candidate for the Golden Worm is Paul Mason. Labour making a big push for recall of Parliament. I'm floating it here. What if they offered a confidence and supply to Sunak for an interim period to cancel the clusterfuck budget?
Just mind God, tweets at Twatteract, able to bend space and time purely through posting.
Yeah, what if we did those things, Paul?
Yeah, what if?
This is in response to Jeremy Corbyn calling for a ceasefire in the Ukraine. Paul Mason, I'm proud that this position has no support within the PLP and has been defeated throughout the British Labour movement. British Labour stands with Ukraine, and the trade unions are preparing to send more vehicles/kit to the fighters as we speak. To which I would like to ask, I did not know trade unions could send armoured vehicles.
Yeah. When did you become fucking paramilitary trade unions? When did this happen, and why have I not been involved in this process?
Around about the same time the anarchists took up their battalions. Like, I've been receiving materiel from Jordan, I'll have you know.
It's just fucking incredible scenes, honestly. Like, what's wrong with him? And finally,
it's like the trade unions are sending vehicles and kit. It's like cherry pickers and hard hats.
Just like if trade unions really did have that level of like military supply, they could send people. Why the fuck aren't they just using it to just like win their disputes with, you know, with the rail companies or with the NHS or with literally anybody? If we had that kind of level of, you know.
For my next act of solidarity with the trade union movement, I'm going to donate this tank. I'm hearing it's. It can't reverse. More of this story as it develops.
Do you know, actually, there's a very good chance that your local posties van is more effective as a tank than the fucking Ajax is, so maybe he's onto something.
And the last candidate is, once again, Paul Mason. This time not a quote so much as him getting long-listed twice, first for Stretford and Urmston, near Manchester, and then for Sheffield Centrum, and eating shit both times. Sheffield Centrum! Well, we're keeping that in. I can't be asked to do this shit again.
Sheffield Centrum.
Rob's been spending too much time on the front lines with me. He's starting to pick up the accent.
Right.
I gotta say,
I think it's probably the fucking either
Paul Mason.
Yeah, but it's either the recall Parliament and offer confidence and supply to Sunak, or the fucking local radio thing.
Yeah.
It's got to be the local radio one. It's got to be.
Paul Mason is facing stiff competition from Paul Mason.
And Paul Mason in the lead, flanked on the right by Paul Mason.
Paul Mason could never flank Paul Mason from the right.
It's Paul Mason with the steel chair.
Yeah, it's probably Operation Rolling Partridge, to be honest, because that's just, I mean, what more of an explicit demonstration of his prowess do you need?
I mean, Paul Mason would need to bring his own steel chair because he's never going to get a seat in Parliament.
I don't know. I am also kind of partial to the trade union sending military vehicles, because that's just star material at any price. But The man's had a fucking incredible year. I will say that. Like, just fucking incredible scenes.
I think I'm going to go with the radio bit because like how do you spend this much time like plugged into like the Labour Party machine and not realise that the big talking heads of our country are just absolute know nothing yes men.
And also, like, how fucking dare you be that fucking insulting to people who genuinely from that day, those interviews, do their fucking jobs, unlike you, Paul fucking Mason. Like, incredible, really.
Yeah, of all the people to fucking cast aspersions at journalists, Paul Mason's not it. And we didn't even talk about his flowchart.
I refuse to accept that was this year.
That was this year.
It can't have
That
been.
was like only a few months ago.
Fuck off. It was decades ago.
A surprise entrance from Paul Mason with the really weird racist flowchart.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, well done, Paul.
Finally winning something.
Yeah, presumably you'll be back next year to claim this prize again.
All right then. Next up, we have the Butlerian Award for Best Technology. So, first up, Neuralink, the monkey-killing brain chip.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked about this yet, and I went digging to see like, what it could do. I went to the official website, and it was
you
very...
found out what it can do then.
Oh, yeah. Well, what they want it to do, they haven't told us they can do it. The first step is apparently, and this is just the stuff on the website, is they want it to be able to point a cursor. You want to be able to point a cursor with your brain, and that's the point of it at the start.
That's technology that already exists.
I was going to say, like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that on Tomorrow's World in, like, the fucking 90s or some shit.
Yeah, but this will be flawless, presumably. But it's like, I can see the use case for that. But I thought, I know I've heard of insane, just absolutely balls to the wall, incredible fucking claims about what this can do. So I went looking, and I very quickly found an article where someone had interviewed an engineer.
Has Elon Musk at any point claimed that it's, like, unbreakable and then someone put a brick through his skull?
Not yet. No, they interviewed an engineer from Neuralink and asked, like, what do you intend to do with it? What do you intend to make it do?
Oh, this is going to be fucking immense.
This is going to be incredible.
So,
already.
I've ordered them like in an ascending order of madness. So first step is visual prosthesis. All right, medical application.
Right.
Okay,
Glasses.
Okay, sure, why not? Fuck it.
yeah. The second one was oscilloscope
What?
What?
to
Hey?
to read brainwaves, etc. A thing we can already do, but they can probably do it better if it's inside the brain. I assume the skull
why-
creates interference.
It's literally just Elon heard about doing vibe checks and misunderstood what it meant.
Step 3 is disease prediction.
Well, presumably, you've already got to have some kind of mind disease to get one of these installed. So,
Well, I
yeah,
was just going to say, like, it's a fairly good indicator for, like, brain damage, I would assume.
The next one is eliminate pain, which
I mean,
I feel sounds a bit like that's coming from a personal place, that one.
Eliminate pain.
kills you in 30 seconds or less.
I just like to imagine the nukes
Or your money
start
back.
The nukes start flying, and David goes, "Yes, it's time," and starts drilling a hole in his skull to install the Neuralink. Just like,
Trepanning myself for
absolutely.
Elon Musk.
That's so good.
Next up, we have consciousness through the lens of physics.
What?
In this article, I will.
Hang on, I've still got the article up. That one was... one researcher expressed his wish to understand the nature of consciousness. Quote, there's a lot of very silly philosophy that's been written about over the last 1,000 years, he added.
Oh, fucking hell.
But I think that we've been very limited by the tools and our ability to interrogate, and as we measure the brain, these tools get better. It will put into the realm of physics, and it's really one of the last
The
big
realm of
great
physics.
mysteries in science.
It's the realm
Get
of
to fuck. Fucking STEM bros, man.
Yeah. Next up,
Oh, can I predict the next one? Is it going to be biodiversity through the window of chemistry?
No, the next one is solve mental illness.
What, for X?
I love the idea of just getting the Neuralink installed and then having Elon Musk or one of his lab technicians reach into my head and rearrange it like a Rubik's cube, and suddenly I don't no depression anymore. Fantastic, love this.
Oh, here's a lot of fun.
But only if you pay them $12 a month for Twitter Blue.
Yeah, I was going to say.
One of the team members wants Fear to be eliminated so that she can enjoy her rock climbing. However,
Wants
Musk,
Fear to be eliminated?
Wait. However, Musk quickly suggested to her that some fear might still be useful.
What?
Have you tried turning the fear switch off and on again?
Wait, she needed fear for rock climbing, and she didn't want the chip in her brain.
She likes the idea of the chip because it would eliminate fear, so that she would be able to more easily climb rocks.
Captain Musk.
Surely
sir.
you could just make the chip tell you were climbing rocks.
My dude, have you heard of cocaine?
If it's directly wired into your brain, couldn't you just hallucinate a fucking rock climbing experience and then you wouldn't need to fear at all?
This is Captain Musk, sir. I'm afraid of the Borg. That's okay, Data. Turn off your emotion chip. I am fine now, Captain. It's like fucking Star Trek.
Ow, my brain. Wait.
You just had the Neuralink implanted.
But whatever, but too much personal information, whatever. I do like a little bit of rock climbing in my own time. The fear is also sometimes a good thing because it tells you that you're at a place that maybe you're not equipped to be in, or that's a bad idea, or
it's almost as if it's there for a reason.
My
God.
But also there's the thrill of overcoming that to climb the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what if you could remove all human emotion from it and climbing rocks would just became a numbers game, and then you had to climb more rocks than anyone else, and that was how you measured the enjoyment of your time. What if this chip just put a progress bar in your brain, and then you know what I mean? You could buy coins from to unlock more happiness or something. You go to do your hobby. And your Neuralink tells you you're out of crystals. Would you like to buy a crystal pack from the fucking in the inbuilt store?
That's gonna kill so many people.
Don't worry, Rob. It already is.
Yeah, it's gonna kill so many people because it's a fucking brain chip invented by a team of idiots.
I've not even finished this list, by the way.
At no point is it ever actually going to eliminate fear. Fucking Elon Musk really wants it to eliminate his fear so he can be the Batman, but
Right, next up, unlocking hidden creativity.
Wait, so even more podcasters? We've had enough of podcasters.
I know I have.
No, it's just it's basically saying we want it to be able to simulate dropping a tab of acid, but not being able to straight up say that.
yeah.
Have they never heard of binaural beats? Come on, people.
I have never heard of that. What the fuck is that?
Binaural Beats by Dre.
Do you not remember
No.
this? It was people fucking just posted about it and something awful. It's special tones that you can play, and they make you think you're on drugs. It's mad.
What's
Alright.
the inverse of dance music?
Yeah. It's what if the brown note, but it made you happy? It's as sad as it sounds.
It really is quite terrible.
Next up, we have AI symbiosis.
Oh, get to absolute fuck.
Man, this whole thing is just Elon Musk did the heliosending in Deus Ex, and that's it. It's charted the course forevermore.
Is AI symbiosis just me getting to fuck other people without legs?
No, it's you have a thought and then an AI trolls DeviantArt and steals images related to that thought so you can picture it in your mind more clearly.
Next up, we have nostalgia on demand, which is remembering things.
Oh god!
Jesus fucking Christ!
Memories fade, they get replaced, edited through narratives. As years pile up, the original version is no longer there. fuck off. Like,
My man just invented a photo album.
Right, this one really gives away that they don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about, because your memories aren't, like, I hate to say this, but your memories aren't real. Your memories are continually re-hallucinated by your brain. Like, this is what the, neuropsychology tells us about how we experience memory.
But what if they weren't?
facts don't care about your neurons.
Yeah. What if it was that one episode of Black Mirror?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what if?
Yeah.
So if everybody could just get more Britain, essentially.
How much more is on this list? Does the Torment Nexus make an appearance?
Almost. The final one, which is number 2 on the list, is just simply
Robo's Basilisk.
Telepathy. According to one of the lead chip designers, telepathy can be the next frontier for Neuralink. He explained that it takes an incredible amount of effort to put thoughts into a set of words. These words are a compressed format of our immense thinking capabilities.
Oh, shut
Musk
the fuck
too,
up.
Musk too chimed in on this idea and added that the data rate of words is very low data, and we're putting a tremendous amount of mental energy into compressing the concepts and thoughts in our head into words.
What?
With Neuralink, one might actually send the true thoughts and communicate far better. Musk called this communication a non-linguistic, consensual, conceptual telepathy.
What?
I love to be within range of my elderly family and just hearing the N-word echoing in my mind over and over and over again.
You wouldn't just hear it though. You would visualize the concept or some shit.
Wait. So when I'm speaking, I'm compressing the awesomeness into my brain into mere words. Whereas with this chip, I could
What if your mouth was basically WinRAR? Right? That's the next frontier for humanity to conquer.
Have you paid for it?
Have a fucker's like.
Sending the mental image of a pizza and 2 cans of Coke.
These people, how are these people real? Like,
it's
how
very
did
simple.
they manage to get out of their fucking houses in the morning and make it to a lab to do this sort of shit?
It's just
How are they not all just stuck on a roundabout going in circles forever?
It's much simpler
trapped
than
in a
that.
cupboard somewhere.
It's Elon Musk wants to invite you into his mind palace to fuck you. That's what this is.
All right, so this is an incredible entry into the Butlerian Award for Best Technology. What else do we have?
Quickly, just to round it off. At the moment,
They killed a bunch of monkeys.
They're facing a bunch of federal investigation shit over animal welfare violations. They keep fucking up the experiments because they're in a rush to get it out. And because of that, they need to keep repeating the experiments, ergo killing more fucking animals. 1,500 animals have since been killed since 2018, including 280 sheep, pigs and monkeys. That's a rough figure because they don't keep precise records of the number of animals tested and
it's
killed.
not science, is it?
Nah.
I mean, you eventually run out of room to tally, I suppose.
Yeah, eventually.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to Babe Pig in the City Part 3, where he just develops Lucy-like abilities, and at the end he just a pig does the end of the world or some shit because we've just made it too powerful. Quite frankly, I welcome it.
It's the end
doing
of
that being
Watchmen.
the Perry Bible Fellowship where they just summon the meteors.
I'm just picturing the end of Watchmen, but it's a pig annihilating Elon Musk.
No, they're gonna get this thing done and implant it in Elon Musk, but then the fucking science fiction parable twist at the end is going to be that his mind palace is actually a graveyard for all the monkeys he's murdered.
So human trials begin in 6 months.
Do they fuckers like?
Getting the Neuralink installed in Elon Musk simply so he can feel empathy.
Okay, next up is Neom, the line.
Yeah,
The line that goes fast.
Yeah, the imaginary city from Halo 3 or whatever the fuck that they're going to build in Saudi Arabia. Fucking
To be fair, the line is part of Neom, but Neom is not just the line. Neom is so much more than just the line.
Yeah. Put that through your logic tables, folks. So, yeah, it's going to be 110 miles long and 200 meters wide, which is fucking ridiculous.
That's absolutely fucking insane, that. Like,
I know. 9 million people are going to live there, apparently. And it'll be good because there won't be cars, which is true. It would be good if there weren't cars. But it'll be bad because of everything else.
Now, call me old-fashioned, but I thought one of the benefits of cities generally being rather circular in nature is that it means that you have a lot of area across quite a small, width.
Build
Therefore,
up, stupid.
Oh, am I an idiot fucker moron again?
Yes.
You are, yes. Unfortunately, they're going to build up the way. So it's just going to be a giant fucking hollow wall in the desert. And people will live inside
with mirrors on the outside. So parts of the desert outside, it will be like when what was again the walkie-talkie. Yeah.
Can we get one of Elon Musk's physicists to calculate how big a bird would have to be to fly into that and knock it over?
Oh God. Yeah, it's going to be the city of tomorrow, etc., etc. They have actually started building it, and by building it, I mean they have started moving some earth around.
They dug a hole in the ground. That's all they've done so far.
Yeah, there's a hole in the ground. I think there's a provisional fucking airport there already to fill in for the main airport. They are going to have to contend. It's in the middle of the fucking desert. They need to contend with all the other shit they've already completely failed to contend with for all their other desert projects, what's that city? The other place that's already kind of there, but no one fucking lives there.
Yeah, you mean the Palm Desert, the Palm Island, or the World Island?
That's the one.
The Jumeirah, that's in the Emirates.
Oh, that's the Emirates, right?
That's different.
Yeah,
no.
That's the one where they need to, there's huge convoys of just shit tankers, isn't there? Because they don't have any actual, connection to the fucking main sewage system.
No, the other failed projects are all part of NEOM. That's the funny thing about it, because you got the line, right? But the line is connecting other things, including NEOM Bay, which was meant to be the first thing, and it was meant to be completed by 2020. And I love the Wikipedia article for it, because it just says, needs update, and tags afterwards.
I keep getting fucking ads, also due to this fucking podcast, for the new luxury resort yacht harbour for NEOM.
Yep.
Where I
Only
can
you
my
get these ads, I'm going to
super-
point this out. It's only you that gets these ads.
But they were going to do
Blame us.
Neom Bay, which was meant to be this big kind of settlement, and that's kind of fucked. They were going to do Neom Bay Airport as part of that. Again, completely fucked. They were going to do Neom Industrial City. That's partially built, which was meant to be an insane 250 square kilometers of land, devoted to essentially, industrial technology of the future. They later renamed it to Oxagon for no apparent reasons, and then they discovered it's because they're going to shape it vaguely like an octagon.
that's
just
the new harbour.
No, separate from the harbour. This is Neom Industrial City, now known as Oxagon. So
Are you
there
sure?
go.
I'm fairly sure Octagon. Is it Oxagon or Octagon?
Oxagon, which they've named it that
They
because
really
it's
need to
going
reconsider this name, if you ask
I
me.
know,
Already
right?
causing confusion.
Yeah.
Rob's thinking of that other thing, but I can't remember what it was called.
Because it's
Neom Bay,
Octagon. That's the new floating harbour thing also. Because I get these fucking ads on Twitter.
They should have called it Carbon Monoxagon.
They also, related to that, they were going to do the resort island, Sindala Island, which was meant to be 1,100,000 cubic yards. I love the changing measurements in this, of a luxury resort, which was meant to be off the coast of Neom, with room to, have an 86 berth marina, which would be, interesting to say the least. My absolute favourite, is an outdoor skiing village.
Oh, what?
An outdoor skiing village. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman launched the Trojena project, which is just, love that name, Trojena, which will be the first major outdoor skiing destination in the Arabian Peninsula. It will be located.
Why it be the first?
Yeah, right. It will be located in Saudi Arabia's highest mountain range, about 50 kilometers from the Gulf of Aqaba. coastline with elevations ranging from 1,500 to 2,600 meters. So there you go. Ski
I just
resort,
looked it up,
middle of the desert.
Oxagon is the floating 8-sided city.
Then why? Wikipedia has it down as being the Neom Industrial City.
Maybe it's both. It would have just been silly if there was a giant fucking octagon sticking out the line at some point, wouldn't it?
Oh my god, it is both. They've made them...
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is nuts. I've just seen the actual concept art for it.
Live podcast reacts.
They've taken these separate concepts and they've jammed them both together and said, this is what it'll look like. And no notes as far as I'm concerned.
I'm really looking forward to their airport shaped like a rhomboid or whatever the fuck is next.
Rhomboid. Oh dear. Do we need to say anything else with Neom? Like, it's just fucking ridiculous in all ways and shit. It's just where money goes to die.
What I will mention is that they're having a Grand Prix there in 2025.
Surely that's just a drag race.
Yeah, it's going to be like 160 fucking mile drag race, basically.
Incredible.
With one corner
quite
right
how
at the
if they don't have a road through the middle of it because no cars.
I think you're approaching this from a place of negativity, Jamie.
Cars just flying through people's sitting rooms.
No, I've got it right. So what they do is they tilt the city
They
90
just put them on the
degrees on
roof.
its axis.
Yeah, they just put them on the roof and just like drag along the top of it.
Oh, it would be so cool to just be like to watch like a massive drag race across like the world's biggest mirror.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a stunt race, and we just like have a ramp up onto it, and we just like wall run the entire length of the damn thing. Just been playing too much Grand Theft Auto 5.
If they don't finish it in time, the glare of the sun will just fucking kill them. Anyway, that's Neom. Last contender for the Butlerian Award is... It's a Lifetime Achievement Award, this one. The F-35. Which, the reason we've included this is
because it just keeps being incredible.
It just keeps happening. I warned you about the F-35, bro.
The bane of pilots everywhere.
There was an article that I found with the headline, DOD to start test of F-35 helmet that won't kill lighter pilots on ejection.
yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, if you weren't hench enough, it just like fucking crushed your skull.
Yeah, small
pretty
pilots
much,
only.
Yeah, if you were to eject and if you weighed under 136 pounds, then Tammy Craps would kill you in your sleep.
I think it was it impacted the vertebrae of their necks into each other.
Pretty much.
And what's worse is they discovered that you could use it if you were hench enough, but unfortunately you couldn't use it twice if you were hench enough. Guess how we discovered that one?
That's how much it shortens you by.
By twice.
Yeah.
So far, I've had a look. These might not be accurate figures, but take these as minimum figures. It's funnier if you take them as minimum figures. There have been 6 write-offs so far of these planes. The cost of these planes, if it's an F-35A, it costs $110.3 million. $135.8 million if it's an F-35B, which is the special one that the Marines wanted that takes off vertically. And
is that the one that we saw that video of the other day?
Yes.
Where the guy couldn't land it. And he ejected from like 6 feet off the ground.
And boy, did he
eject.
eject.
I hope he was heavy.
Presumably he was hench enough to survive it.
Yeah, I hope he was packing a wingsuit underneath all that gear.
$117 million for the Navy one, which is the one that you launch with the catapults. So, that's a lot of money. But why does it qualify for this? Well, like I say, 6 of them have been fucking written off so far. None of them in combat. So that's a good start. The issues, some of which I don't have all of them because some of them are still fucking like classified, and others I just couldn't find. But what I have is flying too fast still makes the special paint come off it. So it's got a special like stealth paint
are you sure
covering.
This isn't like? Are you sure this isn't like the Roadrunner, where essentially just like a cloud in its own shape?
It's Looney Tunes shit.
David, I'm disappointed that you didn't do a World of Tanks forum declassifying of classified information about this jet.
Yeah.
Oh, does it, David? Speaking of the paint, does it still have that problem where if it rains, the paint will run?
That I'm not sure about. I couldn't find anything about that was recent, so I think they might have fixed that one. They have fixed some issues with it.
Fixed that by letting the paint dry.
They fixed it by laminating the plane.
No, it's dead simple. We just gave it 2 coats.
Yeah. So if it sustains supersonic speeds for too long, then the stealth covering will just fucking come off and reveal its position to the enemy, which is great. It makes your sinuses explode a little bit if you fly in it, because the air pressure in the cockpit spikes, which causes loss of in-flight situational awareness with effects lasting for months. So that's cool.
I think that's, if it lasts for months, it's classified as chronic loss of in-flight situational awareness.
Pilots can't see anything at night because the display in the helmet is too bright and just completely obscures their vision.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's simple. We attack during the day.
The Sky Tesla.
There are 7 overall, I think, classified, but from whatever fucking amount we may know about, critical technical deficiencies, which is down from 11 as reported in January of this year. So they are doing better. Leave them alone. But all of these critical technical deficiencies have critical impact on mission readiness, which sounds
I should fucking
fine.
think so.
Just another bit on the cost of these things as well. It costs $36,000 an hour to fly when you take all the maintenance costs into account. So each plane, after those initial purchase costs, they may include some maintenance costs, but either way, it's ridiculous fucking money we're talking about, so the numbers don't really matter. $7.8 million per plane per year. Apparently the US Air Force has an affordability amount of 3-point-something million. So
that's the hardest part to believe about this, that they've got an affordability limit.
The Department of Defense enabled parental controls, so they can't get too many microtransactions.
So,
damn, I can't buy my critical DLC for this plane mid-flight.
Phoning up Boeing or Raytheon or whichever one it is to try and return the pilot-killing DLC.
So who do we reckon wins the Butlerian Award?
It's got to be that fucking chip.
Yeah, I mean...
So good.
In honor of the man's name, it's got to be the chip that kills apes.
I love it so much. That chip is the best thing. I can't wait for the singularity to occur inside my brain. And finally, I'm no longer bound by these words. I hate them. I hate the words.
It is nice to think that Elon Musk has 2 reasons to say all my apes gone.
I think it's gonna be the chip this year, but I'm gonna make a prediction that Neom might take it next year. I'm expecting great things to not come from Neom next year.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the fucking brain chip. It's got to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
All right, okay, that's pretty unanimous then.
So our next award is the Robert Peston Memorial Award for noticing. Just noticing things. Just noticing things. Not. Sorry?
That's odd. Odd.
What could it mean?
And now you might be thinking that surely this by name should go to Robert Peston, but no, we've moved on, we've matured. There's a greater, the second generation of noticers has come up, and we have quite a whole stack of them for you to consider. So much so that we've each individually taken some time to dig into them. So Rob, is it you're leading off?
Robert Peston has essentially prestiged this class, so he can no longer take part.
Yeah.
So first up is Janan Ganesh, who is more of an opinion writer at the FT and would have appeared, I think, several times on this podcast had other people not surpassed him, because he is a banger of an idiot. He is also a Tory think tank, little weasel and briefcase guy. I think he wrote for The Economist first before he moved to the FT. So just a few of his hits this year. Immigration is religion's last best prayer in England. Muslims and West African Christians are among those bucking the native trend towards secularization. So this is the pro-immigration argument because we need to be a religious society, which is, to be fair, that's a new one.
It's a bold take on an old favourite. Yeah,
he also wrote.
I mean, it's better than the usual one, which is that we need to mount a gun emplacement at every airport because because of the Muslimic ray guns.
Another hit from his article entitled "A Lament for the Age of Apathy." The growth of political engagement doesn't make for better governance or for more interesting conversations.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Because that's what's important, isn't it? It's the conversations at the cocktail party.
No. Yeah. The argument literally goes, Friends was a better show because there was never any politics in it.
Oh my god! Oh, he's coming out swinging.
This is from a piece about, he says, we shouldn't romanticize the global south, and we can stop doing that now because some of those countries agree with Russia. With luck, the war in Ukraine will be a clarifying moment. Decolonization, apartheid, Live Aid, drop the debt. Western liberals have been able to live a human lifetime without going against the global south on a large moral question. Well, you hear me here, the global south, your time is up. And one final bit, just to get one more flavor of the man, from a piece entitled "Who is Worse Company, the Left or the Right?" Both sides have become worse over time. There used to be such a creature as the urbane and even bohemian right-winger, brackets William F. Buckley was at least one of these things. You could love Parsifal, Chassagne-Montrachet, as well as the Strategic Defense Initiative.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my contender for the Robert Pester Memorial Award.
that's a strong fucking thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure this will follow it, but we'll see. Coming back down to the world of just seeing things, no interesting commentary, just seeing things and reporting on them. Just if you will, passing through things that are said to you. We've got Rachel Wearmouth, who is let me just start with the title of one of her articles. Why is Wes Streeting challenging the BMA? Just let that one sit with you for a second.
No, I don't want that to sit with me. I feel sick. My tummy hurts.
Well, here comes the subtitle. The Shadow Health Secretary is trying to find a middle ground on the NHS. Just it's all very anodyne, just kind of easy. And you go through this article. On the surface, it seems a strange fight to pick. And then later, Labour cannot afford to lose its lead on the economy by making a slew of big-ticket spending promises at the next election, so becoming the voice of reform is a vital component of a winning strategy. But Streeting is in a tricky position internally. Some of his fellow frontbenchers are puzzled. Separately, his call for private hospitals to give vacant beds to NHS patients in order to clear COVID backlogs is, to some, logical. And these are just scattered sentences, but honest to God, you could condense the article to just that paragraph that I've got you there. This is just what she does. She just asks questions, she notices things, she asks questions, and then she just comments on the things which are logical and sensible. And, nowhere is this more clear than in her fawning article, which is an interview of Keir Starmer.
God.
The subtitle for that article is, "As the Conservative Party unravels, Starmer is plotting a route to number 10. Is he the radical leader the country needs?"
No.
She very much loves to ask the question that you already know the answer to.
Just need to apply better just laws or headlines to it, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? But I'm going to read you a section from that article because I think this sums up everything you really need to know about how she approaches this. So deep down in the article it goes, earlier in the day, as part of a BBC Newsround special, Starmer had taken questions about the cost of living crisis from a group of 10 and 11-year-olds from Sharples School in Bolton. The children nervously asked why families were using food banks and expressed their concerns over heating their homes and being unable to feed their pets. More than a third of Bolton's children live in poverty, and the pupils were enthusiastic about Starmer's proposal for a windfall tax on energy companies. Would he honour Jeremy Corbyn's pledge to halve the number of food banks within a year of being elected and eradicate them altogether within 5? Corbyn lost the election, so we didn't get to put that into action. I would like to see a reduction in food banks. I applaud everyone who works in them and donates to them, but in the 21st century, to have food banks is a sign of a mismanaged economy.
A sign of a mismanaged economy. Nothing to read into that.
Also, he didn't fucking answer the question. But this just, that doesn't get commented on, that doesn't get picked up by her. She just continues on the very next paragraph. The most frequent criticism of a Labour leader is that he is uninspiring, too cautious, and even boring. When I asked Starmer to describe his approach to politics, he doesn't appear to see this as a flaw. People often say, where is the passion? The passion is in fixing the problems. What I don't like is people who speak passionately about a problem over and over again as they walk around it. He gives an example. If we're going to have clean power by 2030, who do we need around the table and how are we going to do it? That's a real expression of passion, rather than shouting on a soapbox. Despite everything I've just read you, it's a positive article about him.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, it sounds like someone. It sounds like she's trying to polish him up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got other quotes from her. Logic might she loves calling on logic. Logic might suggest that Labour's main task ahead of the next election is to prove the party can be trusted, but many within the party want Keir Starmer to win a mandate for change. And given the economy might start to improve at some point in the next 2 years, Sunak could begin to fill in the gaps left by Labour. If so, Starmer may find himself failing to hang on to his momentum. And so I put it to you, the reason she belongs on this list. The reason she belongs on this list is it's not so much that she's perfected the art of adding spice to a bland dish. She doesn't do that. But rather, she's really good at redefining bland as being spicy. She's the sort of person who could sip a cup of room temperature milk and go, "Ooh, that's a bit sharp." And that's where she contributes, the journalist equivalent of that.
Yeah, thanks. I hate it.
Next on the list is my wondrous entry into this category, who, in light of James's enlightening examples of Rachel Wehrmouth's journalism, seems like somewhat of a downgrade, because who I've got for you to nominate for this award is Pippa Crerar, who seems to have based her entire journalistic career at least over the last 2 or so years, solely and exclusively on the Partygate scandal. A scandal that we can all agree was the most important thing and significant thing that's happened in politics in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Seismic.
Also, I think you're making the word investigation do a lot of work there. Insider Tory just gave her everything.
Oh, absolutely.
She
is completely incapable of interrogating anything that she is fed. Just complete disinterest in why things might be the way they are. For example, there was a Telegraph article that she quote tweeted. The Telegraph article headline is "Woman who wrote government COVID rules held boozy party during lockdown," to which she has quote tweeted it. This was head of the COVID task force, the government unit responsible for drawing up the restrictions we all lived under. Exploding head emoji.
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that these paragons of virtue are not paragons of virtue. I'm so confused.
Yes, it seems somewhat like she's completely
odd.
Yeah, indeed, odd. Completely oblivious to how the people in this country with power actually behave, because shocked that members of and advisors to the government act like the rules don't apply to them, because let's be honest, 99% of the time they don't. They can just run roughshod over whatever rules they choose to. And for this to be a revelation to a journalist in 2022, a supposed journalist.
Alistair, I've got to say, in this petting zoo of journalists we're visiting right now, this is a particularly hand-fed journalist you've turned up for us. Holy shit.
Genuinely, I was going through her tweet history, and every single thing that she has, reported on or responded to, with regards to particularly with regards to Boris Johnson and COVID/Partygate, it is just, here is a thing that has happened, and I should not investigate this further. Here is the thing. There you go, and I'm going to win a Journalist of the Year award because of it.
Why is somebody handing me all these leaks and photos? I shan't inquire any further. Mm-hmm.
The other thing to remember is that there's no way that they they didn't know about this for that long. They absolutely sat on this, all of them collectively, that knew about it, because I can guarantee you Pippa Crerar was not the only journalist that knew about shit that was happening in Number 10, because it's the leakiest fucking building in the country.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the other thing I found very notable was that whenever Pippa tweeted about Partygate, COVID, or just deaths in general, there was one single tweet that I found where she mentioned the number of people who were killed by essentially the management of COVID, and it wasn't even it wasn't a comment that she made. It was a quote from somebody else that she was quoting verbatim. That was it. That was the single mention in the last year of the people who were killed by the government's management of COVID. One person.
She's not the COVID correspondent. She's the decorum correspondent.
Yes, I was literally about to say that. Yeah.
But would you like to see what the British Journalism Review said of her?
Oh, no, but let's go.
Our profession should ultimately be about only one thing: fearless truth-telling and truthful reporting, regardless of the consequences. She has shown how the job should be done, and in the process played a major role in turning the Mirror back into a paper of which its legendary campaigning boss, Hugh Cudlip, would be proud.
Oh, I am so rock hard right now. God damn.
Wait. Was this from that press awards thing that was the...
This was from March, the British Journalism Review.
Okay. Because I was just remembering that the press awards, which were last week, had a category of I think it was energy correspondence, and it was sponsored by Octopus. So,
Bit on the nose, that
But yeah, she is basically the tube to the slop trough of the political goings on in this country, and by God, does she not alter the content of that whatsoever? The other thing I want to make a note of is that it is literally just endless tweets and articles of the government said X, but experts/opposition said Y, and that's it. There's no correlation of why these things are the way they are, and yeah, again, the tube is completely unperturbed.
That's for opinion writers, though. That's for columnists to make their decisions about, not journalists.
The job of the journalist is to stay inside and ask other people whether or not it's raining. I think that's how the saying goes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you wouldn't want to put your cushy job as a lobby journalist at risk, would you?
You're being very unfair to these journalists, because, to be perfectly honest, the gate was closed over. It wasn't locked, but it was closed over. There's no way they could have revealed the story early. They had to wait for the gate to be opened for them. That's how it works.
Absolutely.
That's how it should work. More to the point.
And that's Pippa Crerar, everyone. Hope you enjoyed her contributions to our journalistic class.
What?
Who had the migrant counter?
That was me. I didn't do a huge deep dive on him because his stick is kind of one note, but fucking no less repulsive for that. His Twitter bio actually says stands on cliff tops. Neglects to mention wanking over dinghies as they sink. But he stands on cliff tops. He guards the nation's shores by just fucking cutting about on a fucking boat, filming people as they sink, and just emotionlessly parroting numbers from the government about how under siege we are. I linked one of his tweets where he says, Boris Johnson says it's costing almost £5 million a day to accommodate asylum seekers in hotels. Well, if Boris Johnson says it must be fucking true.
Yeah, world-class cunt, this.
Yeah.
This is Simon Jones from the BBC, by the way.
Yeah.
As if our listeners didn't already know, frankly. God damn.
Yeah, he's an absolute fucking weapon.
The tube is unperturbed, but also for some reason has a swastika painted over it. Weird.
Well, if you'd like, I've got another one who is a nice contrast with him, because while he's obsessed with immigration, etc., we finally have a journalist who really is a fierce truth teller, who really is someone who we can get behind and can applaud. I'm talking, of course, about Emily Maitlis, who, as we all know, is like the standard bearer of honest journalism in the UK. She's been, fated after her long career in the BBC came to an end, and she finally was let free and let loose. She finally had the guts and the sheer gumption to take down how Number 10 was corrupt, and, Brexit and the BBC chiefs are all kind of in tank for, the Conservatives' political purposes. And it was quite monumental. It was a watershed moment that we all remember. Everyone knows where they were when Emily Maitlis went on TV and talked about this at the Edinburgh TV Festival. And Twitter was...
Yeah. Just like wrapped in my seat.
I think I was taking a dump.
Well, yeah. I mean...
so was she.
I mean, basically, yeah. Right. So Emily Maitlis is she's an interesting figure for the simple reason that she correctly says, hey, look, the journalism class in the United Kingdom is fundamentally servile and broken, and it's not really properly reporting on stuff. And that's it. That's all she says. There's no further comment, there's no further analysis, there's no further investigation of why, or where there is kind of facile, because she's on a podcast, and God help me, I listened to it for this. That podcast,
yeah, you took a fucking bullet for this.
Yeah, that podcast not only cost me minutes of my life, but it took minutes off the end of my life whilst listening to it as well.
The wonderful double whammy podcast.
Yeah,
but if you think about it, it's less minutes that you might accidentally listen to it again now, though. So
until next year.
Frankly, if I had one of those counters and numbers on my wrists, it would be like spiraling downward at an increasing pace while listening to it. To give an example of like their highlights, like they did a whole feature on why won't the government create safe legal routes for immigration to end the horror in the Channel, which is an interesting question. Like baby's first introduction to the injustice of our immigration system. Okay. And their answer is the government cares too much about politics and money.
Yeah, no, I think that's answered that question once and for all.
Checks out.
I mean, yeah, the government, if anyone does, the government cares too much about politics. It's all they're fucking about, you know what I mean?
I know, right? Yeah. And money, they should be above that, frankly. But that's like the level of analysis that's the podcast she's on and what she's doing these days. And other than that, she just, again, comes right up to the line of going, oh, look, this is a bit fucked up.
What's the podcast called?
I don't think... I do not fucking name that podcast. I've unfollowed the other guy who was not too bad because all he does is tweet about his fucking podcast. I'm sick of it.
Well, it's the news agents. Ho, ho, ho. That is a have I got used for you joke if I've ever heard one, frankly.
That was the sound of people on a podcast called Podcasting is Praxis.
Yes.
Moaning about the fucking podcast name. Fuck off, the news agents.
But there's so that's her shtick. That's everything she's got going on. But there are a couple of other little wrinkles. These don't contribute to her, journalistic output, but I think they're just worth kind of giving for flavour. She once gave a tour of her home to Hello magazine. Just normal things that everyone can relate
as
to.
You know. Yeah.
She also insists on singing on the podcast from time to time. But she just sings.
She's doing that Andrew Neil thing where they do comedy bits.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, we've yet to start our comedy bit on this podcast, so
we will never have a comedy bit. Many failed bits, but never a comedy bit.
And finally, it would appear that she's a TERF, based on what she's been retweeting.
TERF in the liberal British media?
I know, it's impossible to describe, but yeah, she recently retweeted a tweet by Hadley Freeman about how, J.K. Rowling's women's shelter, didn't deserve to be get any criticism, and it proves that we're a misogynistic society, yada, yada, yada. You get it.
Fuck off. All right.
So, that's it. That's the high watermark. But if you'd like a low watermark, if I could,
go for it.
If you'd like the dregs, if you will, there's Matt Ford. the
fuck you.
puppet
He's not a
nonsense
journalist.
chief. Yeah.
No, he is.
Well, no.
He transformed himself this year. He's writing like serious journalisms for the Times, I think.
All right. Was the comedy not working out or something?
He had a lot of time on his hands after the fucking TV show got cancelled.
Yeah, after that fucking baby owned him.
So, like, let's wind back because I'm about to age you all terribly. Because did you remember that sketch he did on the reboot of Spitting Image, which was Jess Phillips saying "suck the milk from my big labour tits" and all that kind of shit? Yeah, that was within the last year. That was after we did the last episode of the Praxes, so it counts, motherfucker. The highlights of his Spitting Image run fall within the purview of this. So I just present for you all of his Spitting Image shit. Particularly the Jess Phillips with a literal human vagina, sculpted on the head of the puppet, just for, because subtext is a thing that Garth Marenghi is apparently quite good with.
It would take him too long to undress the puppets, so...
Yeah, exactly. Of course, a year later, Spitting Image has been cancelled by ITV despite national need for political satire, says star Matt Ford. So,
it'd be a wonderful thing if someone started doing it.
But it's okay. He landed on his feet. He did get to do more satire. He changed the title of his latest stand-up show. Previously, it had been Clowns to the Left of Me, Jokers to the Right. But he decided to change it to Goodbye Liz, because that's the kind of satire we need in this country.
How dare he have a go at our dead majesty?
I know, right? And, hot off the presses...
Who goes to the Matt Ford comedy show?
Rob is turning into an owl before our eyes.
Yeah, so to cap it off, he did a comedy show yesterday, guys, right? And I'm about to answer that question, Rob. He did a comedy show yesterday called The Political Party. Yeah, get it? Because it's a party. And wouldn't you know, he had some special faces on the show with him. Would you like to? Presume. Oh boy! I'm just gonna drop a picture for you all, and we're gonna play Name That Politician. So, would anyone like to maybe name some of the people on stage there with Matt Ford?
Oh boy, that's Yvette Cooper and fucking.
Yep, Emily Thornberry and Yvette Cooper.
And Ed Balls all on stage with him. So
is that Starmer on the left on the guitar, or does it just look that way?
No, it just looks like him. I did check.
That looks like Starmer crossed with the actor Kevin Eldon.
Well, that's our boy Matt Ford. And yeah, he's technically a journalist because he's doing stuff in the Times, but honestly, I'm not going to inflict that on you. Just, this is who he is. You know who he is. That's your lot.
Right, so who wins this one?
Me, right? Well, the last one, surprise last-minute entry.
Ooh.
Owen Jones for being the Edmund Hillary of summiting the most heightened of contradictions.
Is he a contender, or is this just like a separate award?
This is partially just me fucking beefing at the cunt. But he had that video 2 weeks ago, titled "Okay, Why I'm Voting Labour (brackets even if they hate me." And he's been having, since he posted that video, a protracted meltdown where he will constantly get involved in the mentions of any small account that says, "Why do you keep saying you're going to support Labour? Why are you going to vote Labour?" every time he posts about bad things that Labour does.
Yeah, I have to.
It's so fucking bad. I watched the video and it's completely fucking incoherent. Yeah. Like, his argument doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever at the slightest analysis. He's got two separate arguments, one for the right and one for the left. And, like, when you put the two of them together, there's immediate contradictions between the two of them. It's fucking hopeless. He's coming from the Ronald McDonald school of pleasing people. And that he's playing both sides so that he always comes out on top.
It's good to know that him and Wes Streeton went to the same school.
So yeah, I don't have any particular fucking instances. Just go to Twitter, search Owen Jones Labour, and you will find a million fucking violations.
I'm gonna step up here. I'm actually gonna be kind to Owen Jones, right?
Fuck you, edit it out.
Yeah, right. But This is a Robert Peston Memorial Award for noticing, and while Owen Jones has many flaws, I don't think him, purposefully standing labour as hard as he is quite falls under the purview of this award. So I'm going to suggest that we disqualify him from this.
See, now, if it was just that, then it wouldn't. But the fact that he does actually fucking do regular posts, articles as well, about the fact that Labour's shit and Starmer's shit and all of it's shit.
All right, actually, you know what? Okay. No, I get you now.
There is noticing going on here.
Yeah, no, there is noticing. You're right. Okay. Well, who do you think?
I think I'll consider him like a valid contender the moment he says odd.
I'm going to Twitter right now.
Okay, so this is the big award of evening. So who do we think?
My mind's going towards Rachel Weirmouth. I mean, her moniker of Rachel Kearmouth is something that is always in the back of my mind whenever I see something from her.
I'm torn between her and Pippa Crerar, for very similar reasons. Like they're one note, they're fixed on one thing, and it's different variations, but it feels like it's almost in sync. I genuinely find it hard to pick between them.
Yeah, two flavours of the same, almost just glancing off the surface of noticing something.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Weirmouth because it's just so the other one. Pippa Crerar is just really annoying in that sort of. She has more of the odd thing, which is how I'm basing this whole award. But she's just so clearly just like the worst type of just a hack. Like, just a hack journalist in the worst possible way. So she gets it for me.
I'm going to say Matt Ford. Because I fucking hate the cunt.
David?
Owen Jones.
No, but a split panel. We hate to see it.
Yeah, I think in that case, I'm going to have to come off the fence. I'm going to have to say it's Rachel Weirmouth, in my view.
That's a fair second, I think, yeah.
So, majority has it. Rachel Weirmouth, your Praxes in the mail.
Which, much like your latest edition of The Spectator, won't come for weeks. Oh, no.
Now is about as good a time as any to maybe just stop what we're doing here and maybe split this into fucking two parts, because holy fuck, we're not even halfway through these fucking notes yet. So, we will resume the awards in the new year. You'll get it. It'll be on the free feed, so you do not need to pay for it or anything like that. Don't need to join the Patreon, but if you haven't and would like to, we'd very much appreciate it. So please do, patreon.com/PraxisCast. You'll get some bonus episodes there. We've had at least one episode come out. We'll have another episode out as a Christmas special, in which we watch a couple of Die Hards, or Dies Hard. So yeah, join us in the Patreon for that. And also, we have new merch just in time for you to have missed your Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
You did get
merch.
Yeah, we've got a new shirt celebrating one of the internet age's foremost geniuses, and also vaguely tying into the Die Hard Patreon episode that we just mentioned.
Yeah.
So
it's tenuous at best, but it's there.
Yeah. It's very niche. You should buy it and wear it, and people will ask you what it means.
And then you can say, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcasting is Praxis, tenuous at best. I like it.
Yeah. So, thank you very much, and we will see you all in part 2 in the new year. Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
On Merry fucking Christmas, I guess.
That too.
Happy something.
Aye, that and all. Fuck up.